Do y'all have a decree, like a personal decree for your home or for your business? I'm about to read you mine for Prosperity with Purpose, the mentorship. But in today's episode, it's catch up time. We are going to tell you all the horrible things that have happened to me this summer and how God worked them for good. I'm talking bee stings. I'm talking surgeries. I'm talking stolen items. Oh, and so it's catch up time. I promise you, the Lord works it for good. I can't wait to tell you about it before. But before I do that, I want to read you the decree. Okay. This is something that we speak out loud in the Prosperity with Purpose mentorship every week, out loud, over and over together. Before I coach, before I teach, before I train, this is what we state and believe out loud. Here we go. I prosper as I cast off old entanglements and run freely in abundance, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially, as I empower others to do the same. Wholeness is a natural outpouring of who I am and how I lead. Yes. When you say that, when you repeat that truth over and over and over again, you start to embody it. You start to live it out. It starts to change you. Change you. I cannot wait for your change, for your transformation inside the Prosperity with Purpose mentorship. JessicaHeffley.com. Hello. Welcome back to the Prosperity with Purpose podcast. I'm Jessica Heffley. It's time for a catch up, friends. It's time for a catch up. Last week, we went over Jamie Winship's journal, Living Fearless. Go check out that episode. Get that book ordered. I'm holding it up if you're watching me on YouTube or on Instagram. Cheese. Okay. But there's like so many stories I want to tell you. So I entitled today's episode Surgery, Stolen Luggage, and Bee Stings, and how they all worked out for good. Okay. Like, let me just sit back in my chair. We got so much to catch up on. Surgery. Let's start with this. The beginning of the summer, we always go to Pine Cove, Chimney Point. It's a family camp out in South Carolina, and we love it. It is a family tradition for us. We go with some very good friends. We've been going for 7 years now. Um, it's an amazing. It's a bougie camp. Okay, it ain't like the church camp I grew up in. We got our own quadplex as a family. We got washers and dryers. We got our own bathrooms. It's great. But we get time with just my spouse, just Rob, just our family, where they make the dad the hero and he leads, like, they empower him to lead a Bible study every morning with us. Every meal, we sit with our family. We have a college student that helps us all week. They feed us, they get us all of our food, they clean all of our dishes. Fantastic. During the day, the kids go and have phenomenally fun activities and Bible studies, and the parents get a parent session where they get equipped in the area of parenting and marriage, and then they get some free pool time or whatever they want to do. And then in the evenings, there's always a fun dress up themed dinner and activity. And anyways, I could go on and on. All that to say, okay, so we were family camp. It's a big deal. We always go. We, but listen to what happened the week before family camp. Okay, you ready for this? So already right before you about to go out of town for a week, there's always like lots of errands to do, lots of things going on, like things to get ready, work to catch up on, find the dog sitter, get just lots in order, right? Okay, so on top of that, my brother-in-law and their 5 kids were coming through town. So they were going to visit, they were going to spend the night at the beginning of their trip and at the end of their trip. Okay, which we are so happy about that. My kids love they're the same ages. We enjoy having them over. It's not like it truly is enjoyable. But again, 6 people in your home, food, accommodations, all the things. It is a little something else on the mind. So they come. Well, Rob is not feeling good. Like, he's like so not feeling good that like the the second day they were here, like, he didn't even come out of the bedroom. So I'm like visiting with my brother-in-law, da, 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 da. And I'm like, my husband probably seems like a jerk that he's just like in bed, but he did not feel good. And so, anyways, he doesn't feel good. I don't really, whatever. And I mean, people don't feel good sometimes. I didn't take it that seriously. And then the next morning, I came out and I was in my happy chair outside. I was reading my Bible, I was journaling, and I go to check on him, and he is putting his shoes on, telling me he's about to go to the ER, drive himself to the ER. And I'm like, wait, what? I mean, I thought you were just like sick, in quotes. So he's like, he's real bad sick. Okay. Like, he's done this one other time and it was real, real bad. Okay. So he does not just take himself to the hospital. So I was like, oh, he's putting his shoes on. It must be real, real bad. And he's like, I think it's my appendix. So he had a lot of sharp pain over in that area. And I was like, well, I mean, I will drive you there. Like, you're not going by yourself. You are in so much pain. And so, anyways, we've had to figure out sitters, all the things. Of course, I think my sitter was out of town or unavailable that day. And so I had to, thankful for close neighbors and friends to help us fill in the gaps that day. But we go to the ER. Sorry, just a second. We go to the ER. And thankfully, we get right in, which I know is not everybody's experience when they go to the ER. But we get right in, they go back, they start asking them questions, and they're like, I think it's your gallbladder. And he was like, no, I haven't had a gallbladder attack in 10 years, I mean, I don't have gallbladder attacks. And they did a little ultrasound, lots of large stones, pretty bad, and they wanted to do surgery immediately. So this now is Tuesday, I believe. We leave for camp on Saturday. I think that's the case. Okay. This matters in a minute. And so, and I've heard of people can help reverse gallstones and all the things, but when it gets to a certain level where it's like decaying and stuff, and if you're not willing to do, anyways, I let it be my husband's decision. I truly did. And he was thinking, can I just go home? Can we just, he wanted to go to camp, and he didn't want to have surgery and be laid up and not be able to go. And so it was his decision. He decided not to have the surgery. And so also while we're in the ER, they gave him a, IV bag, and they put like morphine or something in there for painkillers. So he was feeling okay at the hospital. He decided not to get the surgery. The doctors were like, no, you really should get the surgery, dude. Why are you going home? And he decided not to get the surgery. And anyways, so we go home. Bless it. The morphine wears off right when we get home. He starts shaking, like convulsing. His body is in so much pain. And I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, we made the wrong decision, but I don't want to show fear. Like, I don't want him to be scared. Fear makes everything worse, especially for the person involved in the fear. So I was like, I just started praying, and I put on the song Sound Mind, and I played it, and I just held him, and I prayed over him while he was shaking uncontrollably. I was so scared that we had made the wrong decision. And I think he knew at that point that he had made the wrong decision. And so the next morning, we call first thing, try to get him into surgery, and they're like, yeah, well, you can't get into surgery. We don't have an opening till Friday, which we leave on camp on Saturday. So then it's like this huge bummer. I go on a silent walk. Y'all know what that is. So I'm like, oh, we made the wrong decision. If we would have just had surgery Tuesday, we still could have gone to camp. Now we can't have surgery till Friday. Like, in my humanness, understanding at my human level, like we talked about last week, I can't understand all the big pieces, all the big levels, everything that's going on. I just was like, this is ruining camp. But except I'm trying to not be sad about that because he needs the surgery. It's not his fault. I don't want him to feel bad, but we're going to miss out on camp, or I'm going to have to go to camp without him. And it just ruined my plans, right? It has ruined my plans. And so I just went on a silent walk, and I called the doctor myself, the doctor's office, and just communicated. I just felt like my husband was in a lot of pain and wasn't able to clearly communicate. I just really communicated, if there is any cancellations, we absolutely want to come in earlier. Just wanted to make that very clear. If at all possible, there's ever a time before Friday to have surgery, we would like to have that. And she was like, well, it doesn't, okay, I did. Okay. So it's this roller coaster. So now we're thinking, oh no, we can't have surgery till Friday. I'm gonna have to go to camp by myself. They give us a call, and they're like, can you come in 2 hours? We can fit you in for surgery today. Praise the Lord. So in my humanness, did not understand all the intricate pieces, did not know that there was going to be a opening coming up, all these things, all this to say, this was a little bit stressful. He has surgery on Wednesday. We're home in less than an hour after they kicked us out of the hospital. He's home on Wednesday. He's recovering. My brother-in-law and the 5 kids come back again on Friday. We end up leaving on Saturday for camp. All is well. I have to drive the whole 10 hours by myself. He's not a good front seat driver, especially when he's on pain meds and in pain. We make it. That's the point of that story. Kind of a little of a stressful story. Okay, the stress is not over. Okay, I'm going to tell you how God works all this for good, but it's a lot here for a minute. So we go to camp. It actually is restful. Like he can take a nap every day. He's operating at a slower pace. I just feel the wisdom that this is good for him to be there in this space with his family, with friends that he loves, taking it easy, better than just being at home, laying up in your bed. He was taking a nap. He was doing all that. That was great. Well, we get to camp. About halfway through camp, he gets word that his like high school best bud grew up getting in trouble, wrecking trucks, um, doing back mudding in the back roads of Dover, Arkansas, has died. His friend died, and so that was a bummer. He had some very, very serious health conditions and just cut it short, and it was just sad. And so he got word of that while we were there. And then the next day, I got word from his mother that she asked him Rob, to officiate the funeral. And so, oh man, big emotions, such big emotions. So he's going to officiate. Absolutely, such an honor. He's so honored to do it, willing to do it. He's never done it before, but he messaged a good friend, Marlon, who's been in the Navy chaplain for over 20 years, kind of helped him with an outline for that, work through that, could do all this in the peaceful place of camp. Like we had a beautiful back screened in porch with the view of the lake. He got to spend time with the Lord. He got to cry. He got to grieve. He got to honor him with story, like work through all the things he was going to do at the funeral. Also beautiful. I end up changing my flight. This goes back to the next horrible story. I end up changing my flight. I was supposed to go to Plexus Convention the next week. And the first night they rented, as one of the top tier prizes for a contest, they rented out the entire House of Blues, and it was so fun. And I got to bring some guests because I earned it multiple times, and like live music, you dress up as an icon, food, drinks, like it was just a fun event. And I was so excited to be there with some of my closest friends. Like it was just so fun. But I changed I was supposed to come in first thing that morning, do a diamond meeting, get settled into my hotel, get some other things ready for a convention, go to the convention store, have a jewel breakfast, all the things. But I changed my flight, absolutely, like no question. I wanted to be there at the funeral for my husband. So I arrived late. I had the Uber take me straight to the House of Blues. I had some friends that were driving there from their Airbnb. I was like, let me just throw my suitcases in the back of your minivan and we'll go to the party. And that's what I do. Don't think a thing about it. We go have so much fun at this party at the House of Blues. We get to listen to live music. We get to do a little dancing. It's just Plexus parties are just so fun. I got to see a bunch of old friends, got to see a bunch of old coaching clients, just got to see, like, I've been in this business for 11 years. So events like this are family reunions of people you spent time with and traveled with over the years. Like it's so fun. And I was very tired, very tired from the surgery, very tired from camp, very tired from the funeral, very tired from traveling in that day. And in the back of my mind, I thought, I'm so excited because I have a hotel to myself as a Star Diamond. Plexus bought the hotel for me. It's at the Omni. I was like, I can't wait. I just packed so much clothes. I packed all my favorites. Like I was in a hurry. I kept thinking, oh, well, I packed this, but I really like this. Let's put this in the suitcase. Oh, but I like this too. I can't decide. I'll just throw it in there. I'll decide when I'm in my hotel room all by myself, and I'll have time to figure out what I want to wear this week at my favorite event of the year. That's so fun. And I just love to feel confident. And I had so many things in my new color palette and just things that made me feel good that I don't wear very often, just for like special occasions, just like fun events. And so all of it, probably like 20 different outfits, like literally 20 outfits. I don't know why. Anyways, so after the House of Blues, we go out to our car. They drop me off at the hotel. We go to the back to get my luggage out of their minivan, and there is no luggage. There's no luggage. There is no luggage in there. We had been robbed, and I did not even know it. We didn't even know it. So this adds to all the shocking levels. I don't know if you've ever been robbed. Like it was different than, oh, I lost my luggage because it's somewhere at the airport and they can eventually find it. This is like, wait, I didn't even know I'd been stolen, and they stole my stuff, and I now have nothing but the clothes on my back, literally nothing. And I had like this purple floofy dress. I didn't even have a bra on, y'all. Like that's literally all I had. I didn't have a toothbrush. I didn't have my makeup. I didn't have anything. Like I arrived at a hotel with nothing. Nothing. I had my hand purse, thank goodness, that had my cash and my credit cards in it, but I had nothing, nothing, everything stolen, gone. I didn't even know. And it was just like this shocking experience. If this is downtown, I'm like, what do we do? Do we call the cops? I mean, like it's just probably gone by now. Like, what do we even do? So we call the cops. This happens often in downtown Dallas. Fill out a report. I'm like, I'm shaking. There, it's like so many emotions because I'm also there with friends who one was there for her first time for the Plexus convention. I'm like, I don't want this to ruin their entire week. Like, I don't want them to feel bad. One, it was her minivan. The other one was their first time. I'm like, I don't want them to be worried about me or sad or upset or for like, this isn't anybody's fault. It just sucks. And so I'm like, I wasn't crying at the time because I'm just like in shock. I'm like, what do you mean everything is gone? What do you mean the cowboy boots my husband bought for me 15 years ago? My favorite pair of cowboy boots, like my first ever splurge on myself ever. What do you mean my Bible that I read and write in and have notes and has prophetic messages people had gifted to me, letters, highlights. Uh, I loved that Bible. Gone. What do you mean? My retainers. Stupid stuff like that. It's like, okay, you stole it. You can't resell my retainers. Like, it cost $842 to replace my retainer. Like, it was just like socks, underwear, tons of pairs of shoes, all of my favorite clothes, all of them. I packed all of them. Like, they're all gone. Like, tennis shoes, curling irons, makeup brushes, like this stuff. It was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff in these suitcases. Gone, gone, literally gone. So I'm in a hotel room now by myself. They go back to their Airbnb. And they're like, "What do you come spend the night with us?" I'm like, "No, I want to go to my room by myself and go to bed." By now, it's like 1 o'clock after I did the police report. We went back over to the House of Blues. I'm like, well, maybe they threw it in a dumpster. Like people can just see if there's anything they want in it and just get rid of it real quick. And so we did that real quick, but it was late at night and it's not safe down there. There was quite a few people sleeping outside, and anyways, it was gone. And then the next morning, I had a breakfast to go to and things to do. And I'm like, I don't have a toothbrush. I don't have a bra. I don't have anything. And so it was just like shocking. And then thankfully, I mean, people offered to help. And then my friend Logan, shout out Logan, took me to Target in the morning. I mean, we had to get deodorant. We had to get some clothes, which they didn't have very many options. It was like almost frozen. Yes, I could have gone to any other store, but it was like, I didn't want to spend time doing this. My stuff was stolen from me. I'm already upset about that. And now I want to be at convention with my friends, going to the meetings, going to the trainings. I don't want to be all over the place shopping right now. I was just so annoyed. But like we talked about last week, okay? Lord, when you want to ask why does this happen? Like, why did they steal it from me? Like, why is this so frustrating? And then everything gone. I'm most sad about my Bible, okay? But my Bible's phone number is in my Bible, and I'm still praying that it's returned. Here's my prayer. My prayer is that they actually read the Bible or return it. Like, or don't open it and throw it in the trash can. I'm believing the good in this. So instead of asking why, like we talked about, Jamie Winship says, instead of asking why, ask what do you want me to know and what do you want me to do? So what I've been evaluating, like, Lord, my luggage was stolen. This was traumatic. It was shocking. Yes, it's okay. I've replaced some of the items since then. Life has gone forward. It's not like at first I was in shock, and then I was sad. Like I was really sad to genuinely lose some things I really loved. And then by the couple days later, I'm like, I'm just angry. Like this is just annoying that I have to go and replace all this stuff. And through the stages of grief or whatever. So, but what does God want me to know? And here's what I think God wants me to know. So I put it on my social media that my stuff got stolen. People were so kind. I know for a fact there were over 1,000 people praying for my stuff to be found. What a gift, because I was at convention. Everybody was there. Word was spreading. What a gift to even have one person pray for you for something that matters to you. And so I know when I say, God, what do you want me to know? I know that whoever stole that, I mean, they're getting prayed for 1,000 times. I believe God's word does not come back void. Some sort of blessing or seed is planted on that person who stole my stuff, and that prayer may be answered for their change in their life from reading my Bible, for conviction from stealing, from something they found in there. I don't know. I just trust that something good will come from that. If 1,000 people were praying over that, I mean, people were offering to let me borrow their clothes. I had friends that went and dumpster dived and looked around without me asking them to. Like, people were so kind. So I learned in the, like, what God wanted me to know, that there is goodness in this world. There are people that care. There are people that help. There are people that want to be sad with you. Um, it was just really, really honoring. What else does God want me to know? There is a okay. Sorry, second question. And what do you want me to do? After this happened, I know that I believe in your goodness. I know that it is possible for my Bible to still be returned. I've heard stories about this where people have prayed and their Bibles have been returned, or items have been returned. I believe that that is still possible. I also believe that they could be gone forever, but I believe that it's possible. What does he want me to know? He wants me to know. He wants me. What? Excuse me. What does he want me to do? He wants me to be more generous. Stuff doesn't matter. It does, like, it was sentimental to me. Actually, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because it mattered. It mattered to me. It still matters to me. I think it's not sparking things not to matter. It's sparking them to maybe matter less. I want to be more generous. I want to be more generous. I want to, because stuff can just be gone. Like, things that I love that I'm like, oh, I would never give that away. Now I'm like, I might give that away because it's just stuff. What else does he want me to do? He wants me to pack less. He wants me to stop overthinking and overanalyzing and trying to think of 20 different scenarios and 20 different things to wear. And he wants me to make powerful decisions, and he wants me to pack less. And he wants me to get rid of things that aren't my favorite. Like, as I'm still at convention, sad about all these things that I've lost. I mean, like, this shiny red jacket and this lime green jacket and this peach jacket, like, all of them are my favorite colored thing. These jeans, this 38-inch long inseam jeans that are so hard to find. People, they don't make 30. Like, these are rare jewels. I was so sad about them. When I thought about all these favorite things I lost, I came, like, a lot of outfits. I came home and I looked in my closet and I was like, I still have a lot of things in here. I still have a lot of things in here. And it's time to get rid of even more, because these aren't my favorites. I packed my favorites and they gone for now. But just helped me to reevaluate actually how much stuff I need. It's all adding in to a neat season that the Lord has us on. Our house is for sale. I can talk about that in a whole nother episode, but I'm really excited to tell you that story. When it's over. Because there's a really cool God story that I can't wait to tell you about, that as to why we're selling the house, what's going to happen after we sell the house. So stay tuned for that. But if you know somebody who wants 40 acres in Conway, Arkansas, we have a phenomenal home, beautiful home, great to entertain. I love it. But I just don't care about things. I don't care about fancy houses. They're not important to me. What I want at the end of this journey, which I'll tell you soon, is so much more important to me than this nice house. But I know people move here from California all the time. People want to move out to the country. We're outside of a great neighborhood, 40 acres, wonderful house. It's for sale. Okay, next sad story, and then we got to wrap this thing up. So that was another sad thing that happened. Lots of good things have happened. Don't get me wrong. Like, lots of great things in between this stuff have happened. Fast forward to last week, I'm at church camp. There's bees everywhere. There are bees everywhere at the church camp. And there's, like, this one day I saw this kid, like, screaming, like, bloody murdered about these bees. And I'm like, we have got to do something about these bees. Like, I'm not scared of bees. So they were swarming around certain trash cans. So I would go around and I'd pick up the trash can and move it far, far away from where the kids are going to be lining up, right? For meals or for canteen or something. I would just move them far, far, far away. And it would help some to get the bees from swarming from those areas. And so I'm doing that, and then I'm like, oh, I have a little bit of free time. Let me go down to the lake and read a little bit. And I go down there. I sit in this beautiful rocking chair down by the lake. I take a big gulp of my Yeti, and I swallow a bee. I swallowed well, I didn't swallow it. It's in my mouth, a bee. It stings the roof of my mouth. I spit it out instantly. It's on the ground, just like, bzzz, like writhing for its last breath because they die after they sting somebody. It looked like it was true. And so I step on it and I'm like, what in the stinger is still in the roof of my mouth. I can feel it. I'm trying to like pull it out with my finger. I'm like, what in the world? I just got stung on the roof of my mouth by a bee. And so I'm down there, I'm by myself. The thought quickly enters my mind of like, oh my gosh, what if my face just starts to swell up? What if I have an allergic reaction? My face just swells up like a bubble because I got stung by a bee. But then I quickly was like, Jessica, fear. And by the way, if you did not know, always fear makes especially allergic reactions worse. And so I knew that. I knew that from my training. I knew that from just a spiritual realm. Like allergies are heightened. There's often a root cause of a fear. Anyways, I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. But it hurt. It hurt really bad. So I was like, well, I guess I'll go to there's camp nurses, bless their heart. There was 3 or 4 of them, and they like run around all week giving everybody their medicine, handing out band-aids, like stomach aches. They're busy. Bless their hearts. God bless church camp nurses. And so I'm like, well, I'll go get some ibuprofen and maybe I should take some Benadryl, just in case my body wants to have a reaction to this bee sting, because on the roof of your mouth, I feel like is different than other parts of your body. Okay, that feels a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more close to the face, a little bit more close to the brain. Like, who knows what can happen? So I go and I'm telling her what happened, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, take all the medicine, whatever you need." I was like, "Should I take Benadryl?" She's like, "Yes, you should absolutely take Benadryl." I said, "Well, is it going to make me tired?" She said, "Yes, it's absolutely going to make you tired." I was like, "Oh no." So I take some and I was like, the sting, she's like, is the stinger out? I was like, no, it's still in the roof of my mouth. She's like, well, do you want me to try to get it out? And I said, yes. And so she gets tweezers and a flashlight, and I'm like laying down, and she's like trying to dig the stinger out of my mouth, and it was swelling around the stinger, and she can't get it out. And bless it. But here's the goodness of the story. Are you ready for this? Because I'll get stung by a bee all day long if this is the happy ending that comes from this story. Okay, so I'm talking to the nurse and she starts crying. She knows that I'm there doing freedom prayer sessions. If you're unfamiliar, go back and let me find out. Actually, let me go find out what episode number that is. Okay, it's episode number 105. So go back. It's called Experience the Weightlifting, How to Hear and See from God for Yourself. I walk you through a freedom prayer session. And so I go to my friend Tamara Watson leads the camp, and such a dear, dear, dear friend of mine. And she has had me come the last couple of years and just offer freedom prayer sessions where people can come during the counselors can come when they have a free time, or they can bring all the kids in their cabin. It's a beautiful experience of, it's nothing special to do with me. I just kind of guide it, and Jesus always shows up for people. They start with an uncomfortable emotion. We have them close their eyes. We feel it in their body. We ask Jesus to show them a memory from the past where they also felt this same way. So oftentimes Satan does not have that much power, you guys. He just deceives us into believing a lie. Often when we're pretty little and something happens to us, like we didn't get picked on the playground, and so we make this agreement, or this little seed is planted, this lie of like, I don't have any friends, or no one likes me, or I'm weird, or it could be any range of things of a lie we start to believe. So this is all in our imagination. Like, Jesus is so cool. This faith like a child, this holy imagination. He takes us back to a memory. We discovered the lie that we started to believe. Jesus shows up for us in this memory, like he was there all along. He shows up. He tells you the truth. He helps you forgive or repent or just enjoy, and you get to enjoy sweet time with him. And there's something that heals you when he speaks or tells you or shows you the truth. When Satan has been deceiving you of this life for so long, he goes back to the origin of that. It's so beautiful. So anyways, if you want to experience it for yourself. Anyway, so I do that. And so this nurse, back to the bee sting, I'm there only because I got stung by a bee on the roof of my mouth. And this nurse, who I've never met before, and it's her first year there, and she's, getting me the ibuprofen, and she starts crying. She's like, oh my goodness, I need to do freedom prayer with you. She said, but I'm so busy this week. Bless her heart. She's like worn out by being this nurse. And she said, but will you hold me accountable? I really want to do freedom prayer with you after camp. And I was like, absolutely. Yes. Where do you live? And she lives in the same place as me. I didn't even know. And I was like, yes, of of course, after camp, we'll get together. And she started crying and sharing a story of something that she needed freedom from, that she has been hurting her for 10 years. And she knows that it's time to be free from it. She knows that there's freedom to be had in this. She knows Jesus wants to heal this wound in her heart. And she's like crying, telling me this really short synopsis. And I'm like, absolutely. And I walk away, because she's got kids to give medicine to, and I'm on to the next thing. And just a few hours later, they were having the big session in the auditorium. Everybody's in there. They do a couple worship songs. They have a lesson. And I'm sitting in the back, and she walks in. The nurses come in when they're available and kind of sit and listen to the lesson. And I go up to her and I go, "Psst, hey, you want to sneak out? You want to go do freedom prayer right now? There's so much lessons in this, okay?" And she was like, kind of this look on her face, like, Can we like sneak out of church right now?" And I was like, "Yes." And so we go out, we go down by the lake, we have a freedom prayer session. Jesus shows up. Jesus always shows up for people, but it was the most beautiful thing for me to witness. This woman left changed because of her encounter with Jesus. Like, I just never seen anyone transformed like this lady was because of what Jesus did to bring healing to an old wound, to help her walk in freedom, to help her know that she's loved, help her to know his goodness. And she's bawling in the session. And at the end, I start cracking up laughing. And because I was like, this moment with you and Jesus and the healing that he brought and the freedom that he brought you, he came to set the captives free. It would have never happened if I hadn't got stung by a bee. This makes everything worth it. I got stung by a bee, which led me to meeting her, to getting medicine from her, to uncovering that she needed freedom, which led me to me and her sneaking out of church and going to do this, which changed her life way more than sitting in that church house and everyone. Like, don't underestimate how God can work. Okay. There's so many lessons in that. Like, sometimes we think, oh no, we have to follow the rules. Like, what will people think if we sneak out of church? Or what will people, like, who cares? Like, it's none of their business what we're about to go do. And we're not just going to go down smoke in the boys' room where we were having an encounter with the living God, and her life was forever changed because of it. And so for some of you, need to, I want to break you out of your boxes where you think you can only experience God or only experience freedom or only experience growth in a certain area or a certain time or a certain place or with a certain person. He can use whatever the heck he wants. Okay. And I said, whatever the heck. Yes, I did, because he used a bee sting for good. He used Rob's surgery for good. He used getting stolen, because the enemy, well, go back to John 10:10 from last week's episode. A thief has only come with one thing in mind: to steal, slaughter, and destroy. But I have come to give you everything in abundance, more than you can expect, life in its fullness, until you overflow. So I want to challenge you right now. What is the hard thing that you're going through? What is the hard thing you've gone through recently? What is the hard thing you've gone through in your past? The one that is just like so hard that you can't let go of, and you're causing yourself so much pain by the porcupine that you're hugging like this, like this, like this. And he has freedom for you on the other side of releasing that. He works all things for good for those who trust him. And so may I invite you to lay that down. May I invite you to trust him. May I invite you to go back to episode 105 over and over and over again. Or inside of the Prosperity with Purpose Mentorship, we'll do these freedom sessions live where you can ask questions. We can do them multiple times. Like the Bible says, Isaiah 61, I have come to set the captives free. Jesus in the New Testament, when he was in the temple, he went up there and he read that scripture. I have come, because it brings it to life. He has come to set the captive free. So wherever you are held captive in your life, in your business, in your marriage, in your parenting, in an old wound from 10 years ago, he can and he will set you free. My God, works all things for good for those who believe. So I'm excited for you to see the good, to finally see and experience the goodness that comes, because the enemy wants you to believe that you have only been stolen from. You have that he is only about that. You've only experienced death. You've only experienced bad things in your life, when God has said, I have come to give you life and life more abundantly. So Thanks for my catch-up hour, half hour on some of the things that I've gone through this summer, but don't you worry. I'm leaving this weekend for Switzerland, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm taking my Star Diamond trip. I grew a star last year, so I got a Star Diamond trip. I get to pick wherever I want to go with whoever I want to take, and I'm taking my husband and my kids. We're going to Austria for a Sound of Music tour, which I've loved ever since I was a kid. Me and Rainey, my daughter, watch it all the time. That's going to be so fun to experience all those sites in person. I love, if you don't know this about me, like I love researching travel, and so I have been watching travel vlogs all year. We're staying at this amazing hotel in Germany because Germany is just 30 minutes from Salzburg, Austria, and I wanted to check off another country because, duh, I love to check off new countries and new states. And so we're staying in Germany and Austria for 3 days, and then going to Switzerland and staying in one location. Our hotel's in one location for like a week, and then we're taking just little day trips here and there, but it's going to be relaxing. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to be surrounded by mountains. I'm going to be with my family. It's going to be a change of pace, a change of place, and a change of perspective, and I am so excited. So even though I've had some hard things happen this summer, man, I don't have time to tell you about all the good things that have happened this summer, and I am just so thankful for the perspective and the lens to see how my God works all hard things for good. So if you're in a hard place, I believe good is coming. I believe good already has been, because Jesus has been there with us yesterday, today, and forever. So bless you and your business. I'm excited to work with you guys. We're starting back at Prosperity with Purpose Mentorship August 14th. So get in there before that start date, get you started, get you ready, prepped, and ready for your breakthroughs. That's multiple, okay? Because there's a lot that the Lord wants to do, a lot that He wants to be revealed, a lot that He wants to break you free from. And I'm excited to just hopefully play a part and be a tool in that for you. So God bless. See you next week. Bye.